Continuing with part F, it says graph the probability values from the table to create a relative frequency histogram. So first of all, we're going to graph, what are we graphing? The probability values, and we are creating a relative frequency histogram. Probability values, I already have them, so I go back and look at the table. It's the values such as 0.6855, 0.1954, everything we just found in the previous little problem set. And then we're going to create a relative frequency histogram. Remember what a histogram is? The bars touch. And why do they touch? Because the values on the x-axis are consecutive. There's no gaps between them. It says, give your graph a title and label the axes. The values are small, don't stress out. We say that because they are quite small and you're not going to be able to accurately put them on your graph, but we can do our best. Describe the shape of the relative frequency histogram as skewed left, skewed right, symmetric, or approximately symmetric. We've covered these shapes in a previous section. If you don't recall, we will talk about them shortly. Label our axes. So our value here is the x values. It will usually be the x values. And it's nice because the table was already labeled for us. So I'm just going to go in and grab those x values, which was 0 dogs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we're labeling, make sure that not only are you putting X, for example, but you're also telling your reader what this value is. X is the number of dogs. On this side, we're creating a frequency histogram, so on this side goes the frequency. So this is our y-axis, and I'm going to just put F for frequency. All right, let's spread out our numbers here. The highest number we have is 0.68. I'm going to make sure, I'm just going to go ahead and put this all the way to the top as 1. This is also going to help me label. I'm going to go halfway to 0.5. Remember, sometimes I see students kind of staring at this and not knowing how to break it up. Go halfway. And I think that's the easiest thing to do. And then let's label everything else. So we're going to have 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Now let's bring in those values. 0 doggies, we have 0.68. So at 0 dogs right here on the y-axis, I'm going to go 0.68. Very close to the 7. And so remember, I'm going to have these bars that are going to touch each other. I'm going to kind of straddle the halfway point. So you can't just make a tiny little skinny bar. You have to make kind of a thick bar, and then it has to go up to the 1, but not on the 1, because then that would be 1 doggy, right? So I'm going to go about halfway between each one, and my bars are going to touch. My next value is 0.1954, so it's really close to 0.2. So that I'll go about right here, go halfway, make sure that that my bars are staying connected. Next value is 0.0772. From here on, it's very tiny, and I understand if you're maybe not seeing the difference, but we're going to do 0.07 is the closest one to 1, and everything else will start tapering off. There's 3 is 0.02. 0.01 is tiny, And the last one is 0.0064, not even a 0.01. So this one's like, whoop, like very small. Great. Let's talk about the shape of this. It says, describe your histogram as skewed left, skewed right, symmetric, or approximately symmetric. I'm going to leave it up to you, but I'm going to remind you what the shapes are. Skewed left means the tail is on left. Skewed right means the tail is on the right. Symmetric. What is symmetric? You should be picturing, this is the first one you should be picturing. We have a curve that looks the same on both sides, right? So we have like, if you looked at this middle, this is symmetric. Can you picture approximately symmetric will be, you know, just a little bit maybe lopsided. Maybe a little tail's longer than the other, but it still looks very symmetric. So what is the tail on the left? The tail on the left will be very, lots of data on the right side. Tail on the left. Tail on the right is, so what do you feel our histogram looks like? Is it skewed left, skewed right, symmetric, or approximately symmetric? Write down your answer right here. Tell me what it is.